For the past year, since the fallout of the financial markets, we've heard this phrase over and over, the whole notion of too big to fail. The whole notion being that the government has to intercede in order to protect these companies that are supposedly the cornerstones of our economy. If they go down, everything goes down. Well, it's now been a year, and it's turned out not the way the government has intended it. In fact, now the government is trying to strengthen their hand by allowing themselves the opportunity to now seize these firms that are not performing very well. Well, there's lots of comments being made on this. First off, it's just a continuation of the power grab for the government. Because who determines which firms are too big to fail? Well, it turns out to be them, the government. So if they have a need for your operation, they can declare you too big to fail and then go through the necessary machinations to seize your company from you. Now also consider another issue. Over the past year, of course, they've been trying to bail these guys out. And it hasn't worked. And the taxpayer has been on the hook now for just billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. And they've decided, no, we can't allow this to go on. The taxpayer is not going to get footed the bill with all this. Well, that's a nice thing for them to think of now as opposed to a year ago. They're going to say, no, the financial markets themselves are going to have to take care of this. You guys are actually healthy and doing well are going to pay into a system to then bail out the guys who are not doing well. That's still another type of bailout. It creates a grievous disincentive to actually be successful. You could screw it up, and whether it be the government or your competitors are going to bail you out. That's counterproductive. So much money and effort has been wasted in trying to save these guys. Whereas, if they were allowed to fail, a surviving competitor would simply step into the vacuum. That would have been the better choice, to again let the market operate on its own, without the government screwing it up. In fact, a lot of the shakedown and a lot of the meltdown in the financial markets were caused by the government. The subprime mortgages, which are associated with Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, for the sole purposes of government-mandated loans. The whole notion of having all the big players in the financial markets, good and bad, all pooled together to save the bad, creates the whole concept of each works according to their abilities and is each paid according to their needs. What you're going to end up with is an arms race in terms of the needs. Those companies that are thriving and doing well will no longer need to. Eventually, all the financial markets are going to be in need, and there's going to be no one there to pull them out. If we nip this in the bud now, and let those who are screwing up fail, and let those who are not screwing up take over, we'd be a whole lot better off.